So time to get underway. Just one word on the Olympic qualification team classification, which determines places here at these European Championships. Obviously the men's competitions are not over yet, so we can't give you those, but in the women's division, Turkey have earned 2 places for their women's team, Germany have earned 1, France have earned also 1. So we think Melanie Noel for France will go, Yulia Rode for Germany. Not quite sure about the Turks. I guess Nurjan Taylan in the 48 kilo class, and well, we'll have to wait and see about the other place where they might assign that. Well, Germany, not an auspicious start, David. That's his 3rd failure out of 4 attempts now for Jörg Mazur. Started brightly enough in the snatch phase, got the first one in, but since then he's had 3 disappointments in a row. So time to look at the body weights now. Who's posted what, David?
Well, we've got Ramunas from Lithuania. He's coming in at 220. Tesovic is coming in at 215, and Berestov, Olympic champion, also coming in at 220. We've also got Dowega coming in at 215, and then the rest are kind of there and thereabouts, 200s and 205s.
So the younger of the 2 Lithuanians, this man who's yo-yoed his body weight over the last 5, 6, 7 years, and that is not a great, never caught that at all.
No, he jumped his feet a bit wide as well, I think. So he only managed 1 snatch. So clean and jerk competition getting off to rather a slow start.
And Mazur already on stage to take his 2nd attempt, 200 kilos. Now, he doesn't have to rush this. He's got plenty of time. Well, strong overhead, and has arrested the slide and ensured himself of a total, which is something of a relief to him, and indeed to the German team. Gives him a total of 373, and obviously the early lead in the clean and jerk. Just to put that into context with the B group that lifted actually last night, Libor Walzer of the Czech Republic, 188 kilos in the snatch, 353 his, sorry, 188 in the clean and jerk, 353 his total. And Mazur needed that, David. I was just reflecting, because he's now 18 kilos down on the entry total that he posted. So had he missed that one, he could have been in serious trouble. Eventually steady with the feet in lines for Modestus.
Yes, and he was in the same situation. Needed that to get within the 20 kilos of the 380 that he posted.
Yeah, exactly on 360 now. Yeah, that particular rule was brought in to, in a sense, make people put in realistic totals because it was open to wide manipulation in terms of which lifter would go in which group and what coaches wanted. But the 20 rule really concentrates the mind. Question is, David, really whether it's time now to tighten that rule up a bit. You know, to the women is 15 kilos. I just wonder whether we ought to be tightening, you know, the men down to maybe 15 kilos and the women down to 10.
Yeah, the trouble is though, if you have a bad day, you could, you know, you're usually going to jump maybe. No, I think if you go any more, you're going to be, you know, there's going to be people getting pushed out of the competition. I mean, I know it's still open to manipulation because obviously there was no way that the Lithuanian was going to do 380. Absolutely no way at all. So what he'd done is he put the 380 in to get in the A session. That's what he did. You know, knowing he would get the 360 or maybe just a little bit more. So you know, it's still open to. It is still open to manipulation, unfortunately.
It's also difficult to judge because obviously there's a big difference between the lighter weight categories and
obviously 20 kilos. Yeah, you know, 10 kilos in the lighter categories is a lot. In these categories, is not so much percentage-wise.
Bielek, first attempt, 205. So establishes a total and puts himself into the competition. And if you are just joining us, just to emphasize Bunyani Sudas, a man who's had world silver medals and European bronzes in his time, bombed out, 3 failures in the opening snatch phase, and joins the likes of Hakan Yilmaz and Tanasar, their Olympic champion, in failing to get a total. And, well, Halil Mutlu, of all people, David, in the opening 56 kilo men's category, came as close as we've ever seen him come to actually bombing out. So Babian of Armenia, power jerk, but it didn't work.
There's a few Armenians using that technique. So not good to miss the first attempt. Did a personal best on the snatch, didn't he, with 171?
Yeah. But it is a personal choice which of these techniques you go for. I suppose, David, in a sense, it's easier in terms of your balance because you're staying where you are as opposed to doing a split.
Yeah, I think it's just how you're biomechanically put together. 170 there, Matesevic, just warming up. Comfortable.
So Babian, bit of a problem, but I think he can do it. He's got a second and a third attempt, but hopefully he'll only need the second one to get him on his way. As you said, did 171. That was a kilo better than anything before on a competition stage. And so 205. Now that wouldn't be a personal best because he has actually done 205. In fact, in the World Championships back in 2006 in Santo Domingo, he did 211. So if he wants to get anywhere near 211, he's definitely got to get this now. .376 would put him 5 kilos down on Bielek of Poland. Just to say that Bunyamin Sudas, although he's bombed out in terms of going for the total, he has the option to go for the clean and jerk. But in fact, as I say that, news from the back room, he's not going to open his account in the clean and jerk. So he's finished his lifting, and yet another disappointment. I have to say, David, Turks are really going to have to go back and think about this. I mean, they're due to host the World Championships in 2010. Well, by that time, they should have managed to put things right, but not boding well for them on the eve of the Olympic Games at all. Yeah, because for Turkey, weightlifting's been a sport which has regularly delivered Olympic medals, not least with the likes of Süleymanoglu. I mean, they have. I mean, just go back. What was Süleymanoglu's first medal? Was Barcelona, wasn't it? 92,
96, 2000, 2004. Yeah,
they couldn't do 2004. So that. No. So they've had at least a gold medal, and they've had Mutlu coming in to run alongside as well. And they had Nurjan Taylan, Tanazar. Yeah, it's where they've made their mark on the medal table. And Simkus at 205. So finishes on 360. So Babian now, third attempt. Crucial. If he wants to make a total, he has got to make this. Come on. Clean is okay. It looks, David, incredibly difficult to go that deep and then drive up again.
It's not just that, it's balance as well. Balance is very hard. I mean, what you're gaining is you don't have to push the bar. In theory, you don't have to push the bar at all. You're just going underneath it, but you need the leg strength and the balance to carry it off.
The bar at 210 kilos, Oleksiy Torokhty, just coming out of junior ranks. He also posted a total of 380, so Babian's failure puts him alongside Sudas, but that was much better.
Very strong. Yeah. No easy opener. So personal best on the snatch, and very comfortable, and easy personal best on the clean and jerk. So young and improving.
Yeah, interesting to see over the next couple of years whether they've found someone in this young man. Might just have found someone. Now, Bielek out again. Second attempt. Got 205. At the moment he's on a total of 381, so up 5 kilos. This for the lead by a kilo over Torokhty of the Ukraine. Hips were behind, couldn't bring it forward.
Definitely strong enough for that. I think another attempt, you could put that right.
Still to start, Robert Dwenga, Martin Tesovic, Ramonas Vesnauskas, and the Olympic champion Berestov. So quite a long way to go in this competition to see how it'll unfold. Berestov, well, Olympic Games 230. That's what he clean and jerked. Snatched 195. I suppose if he'd have got the first 190 in, David, 195 would have been realistic. And
yeah, I think he's on that kind of form. He's just not fired up today.
Do you think he made the mistake at the beginning of thinking that he didn't really have too many to beat?
I think he was too relaxed on the first two lifts, and then realised that by the time he got to the third one, it was getting serious. So, this man following himself.
There he is, growling around. And he's on this same sort of walkabout on the platform as he was doing in the first half of the competition. Seems quite restless, really. He doesn't seem settled or calm. Bielek. Third and final attempt, but this would put him into the lead. But it's actually the other pole that's caught the eye. The younger.
Stiffer! Sauber!
Psychological.
So Robert Dawenga. Just wonder what is Jörg Mazur? What's he posted, David?
215 Dawenga, but he's come down a few kilos.
What's Jörg Mazur posted? Has he posted 215 as well? No, I'm just trying to see. 215. Yeah.
Oh.
That's a. I mean, that's a 15 kilo increase. Because he's only got 200. It's a huge jump.
Well, he's got his total in. He might as well go for it.
And this is where the older brother tends to do rather better. His younger brother's very strong in the snatch phase, but Marcin has also improved in the second discipline, but Dawenga was always stronger in this particular element. Has a best of 225 in the clean and jerk. And Vic Tesovic will be coming in. Bar's gone to 214. Dawenga in the overall lead with 389. And of course in the clean and jerk. Here's Martin Tesovic, the defending champion. And of course Tesovic 10 kilos down in third place at the halfway stage. And the bar's going up. Now, what does this do, David, for Jörg Mazur? I don't quite understand this.
Well, this is for Tesovic. I think he's just going for a personal record, I guess. When has he done 215 before?
Well, Jörg Mazur's personal best is 220, so I would guess, 215 is.
Well, I guess it gives him a chance of a medal in the clean and jerk if a few people make mistakes.
Well, obviously it's his third attempt, which is why Tesovic goes first anyway. But 215. Still to start, Wisnauskas and Berestov. Slight helicopter turn, but the feet were in line and secures both the lead overall and in the clean and jerk. Now has a 6 kilo lead over Robert Dawenga. For those two men, David, Dawenga at his best, Tesovic at his worst. There's not too much between them in terms of the clean and jerk. Now, Jörg Mazur at 215. Now, he weighed in at 104 kilos 57. and is actually heavier than Martin Tesovic, so this would only take him into silver medal position in the clean and jerk. But it's a mighty leap, 15 kilos from 200, his successful second attempt in the clean and jerk.
No. And it was too much of a jump, not just physically but mentally as well.
Yeah, it would have taken him into 388 into overall third place as well, but I don't think, David, that was particularly well managed by the German team. I think, you know, it started going wrong in the snatch phase, and I think they lost it and never got control back in the whole of the mission. A rare event. Hopefully it'll be a one-off and he'll come back and put it to rights. Now, Torokhty for the Ukraine, who's now being pushed down into third place. This is his second attempt, 7 kilos up. This would take him to 292 kilos. We'll put him into second overall, leading the clean and jerk.
Dizzy.
Too close to the windpipe. Doctor's in.
Needs to get up.
Really. Yeah, he's in. Doctor was quick. Here we see it again, David. It's difficult to see from that angle, but
no,
then
you just see the bars just pushing on the windpipe there, stopping the oxygen supply.
Yeah, there you can see it's really tight.
I've done that. That's horrible. It's a horrible feeling.
Sort of version of self-strangulation, really. So Torokhty may have the misfortune of having to follow himself, which is never easy anyway. Even worse when you've just cut off the oxygen supply, or at least reduced it. So, what, 217 on the bar. Tesovic leads. Dowenga in second place overall. Torokhty still hanging on to third. Bielek's finished. He's in fourth place ahead of Modestus Simkus of Lithuania, and Jörg Mazur at the moment down in fifth place, in fact. So Robin Dowenga, and sensibly, I think, Torokhty giving himself a bit more time to recover. So Robert Dowenga coming out to take 218. This is a 6 kilo jump, and this would take him to 395. He weighed in at 104 kilos 25, so this will give him the overall lead and first place in the clean and jerk for the moment. Half a minute. Well, he's having not a bad day. Certainly coming on strong in this second part now. So there are two men to start. He's got one attempt left. You could say, David, that he's in a little fight here with Tesovic for bronze medals. So Dowenga within touching distance maybe of the podium. So Ramūnas Vyšniauskas getting ready. The bar's gone to 219, but that's almost a formality. 220 is the weight at which Berestov of Russia posted, but in fact Vyšniauskas also wants this, and that's where the bar's headed now.
So this man did really well on the snatch. 2 successes, finishing on 185.
Yeah, well, again, David, I'm really hoping, because you know, I've seen him get I've seen him get totals and seen him get medals, but, you know, as you see Berestov preparing, this is Wisniewski's on the stage. I really hope if he gets this in and then he can just build with the other two, and we, you know, can have a really good fight here. So 220, did this in Thailand last year in the World Championships. He's done 225, he's done 227.5. 230 is about top mark for him. And that would be possible if he gets this first one in.
Oh, well, didn't get that right, but I think he knows what he's done wrong.
What's he done wrong, David?
Just relaxed a bit in the bottom position instead of keeping his chest up.
Now Berestov once again really quickly onto the stage here. David Riggott, the coach, himself an Olympic champion in Montreal 1976, watches on. What
it's his platform manner. He just seems to be too relaxed. He's not fired up, is he?
No.
There's no fire there. He just very sort of strolls out.
But you'd have thought that Riggott, of all people, would give him a firework and wake him up.
He just seems platform rusty, doesn't he?
Well, if he thinks if he thinks that arrogantly he can do this with two lifts, he may well do it. Who knows? But Tesovic, 220, second attempt.
Yeah, unfortunately, too far behind on the snatch, I think, to take the overall.
Well, unless Berestov keeps going AWOL. Come on, Tesovic. Maybe he'll realise there's an outside chance of keeping this European title that he won last year in France. Oh, no. There's a press out there anyway. Couldn't manage that. So Tesovic stays on a total of 395, same as Dawenga. Dawenga, David, one more attempt on the clean and jerk, major chance of a medal. Wisniewski. If he makes this, David, we'll have some expression. Two attempts. First to make a total, second one, hopefully, to go a little bit further. And this competition really being determined by failure rather than success. Now, come on, Ramunas. Yes, come on, fight for it. Yeah, that's what we wanted to see. I told you I could do it. It's a big bunch of Lithuanians in the cheap seats over to the right. Yeah, this was much better. I'm just frustrated that he, doesn't get the first one in. So Ramunas leads the competition, 4:05, 10 ahead of Dawenga and Tesovic. And now, but what is up with Berestov? He's walking off. What on earth is going on? The clock stopped, yeah. And
well, he wants 220, and it should be him.
Yeah.
Why are they holding him back? Well, just because the clocks. Oh, well, the referees have been called to to the jury. So what? Have they been told off?
Oh, they've no lifted. They've no lifted. What have they done? Have they no lifted Wisniewski's?
Yes.
Well, I'd like to see the Wisniewski's lift again then.
Well, they've all of a sudden got streaked after a week of terrible refereeing. Well, Tesovic is looking more and more like the champion as time goes on, because Wisnauskas has to go again.
But I'd like to see the Wisnauskas second attempt. Now here we go. Have a look at this, David. Now,
Cleans well. Straight to arm's length, no problem at all. Well, nothing wrong with that.
I can't work that out.
Absolutely nothing wrong with that at all. No, it's ridiculous, that is. They need a jury to call the jury.
So this is Tarokhti. If you're a little bit confused, ladies and gentlemen, so are we.
It's very inconsistent, isn't it? The whole thing.
Now Tarokhti with 220.
Yeah, good.
And very good. That's 10 kilos up. That takes it to 395. He weighed in. Sorry, it does take him to 395. He weighed in at 104.86 kilos and takes him into the overall bronze medal position. And of course, the leader.
Hang on a minute. Takes him into
gold in the clean and jerk.
The lead, doesn't it?
Tarokhti 395.
Who else has made a total?
Dwenga.
Yeah, but
Dwenga. No, he's in third place in the overall.
By virtue of his body weight. Okay.
Yeah.
No, he's in first place.
No, he's not. He's in overall third place because of body weight, because he weighed in at 104.86.
Oh, yeah. First place clean and jerk. Yeah.
Thank you.
So this man looking like maybe holding on to the title.
So 5 kilos more. This is for 400.
And does get some problems with that weight on his shoulders, with the sort of dizzy spells. So he's got to fight that off. No. Gets this problem every year. So stays on 215 and a total of 395.
Well, David, the reason that Wisnauskas got disqualified was oscillation.
God. Well, I never did understand that rule. You know, when you've got 220 kilos on the bar, when you dip, there is some spring in the bar. It's just natural. You can't avoid it. Yeah, I think the jury have just sort of thought we better look as if we're doing something here. I mean, it'd be great if it was consistent all the way through.
Well, he's had 2 failures, of course, so now he's going for 220 again. This will only take him up to 405, but that would be into the lead. Now, come on.
Come on, you've got to give him that lift.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yes.
.405 puts him into the lead, actually.
Yeah, it does. I mean,
and the only person that can take it away from him is
Dwenga.
Or Berestov. Berestov's got one more attempt left, hasn't he?
Yeah. Well, Dwenga 104.25. He's lighter than Wisnauskas. He'd need 10 kilos. Berestov.
Really struggling, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh no! Sure. What do you reckon?
Well, I think he'll just about get that.
Yeah, he's got the 3 white lights.
Oh, so a problem with cramping.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he had some problems. Did well to do that lift.
Yeah. 410, 5 kilos ahead of Wisnauskas of Lithuania. But there is one lift to go, and it is Robert Dwenga, who's currently, David, in bronze medal position overall.
Well, he's going to go for the gold on the clean and jerk, isn't he?
Yeah. So, brother Marcin, the snatch world record holder, Robert. As you see, Berestov and Robert Dwenga already on the stage. 221. This for the clean and jerk gold, and to consolidate his bronze medal overall position.
I think he'll clean it, but he's going to have problems with the second half. But it's worth a try. opportunities there, isn't it, David?
It is. No.
But the head's not.
Yeah, sadly, but he has got a consolation, a reasonable consolation in that he's got the bronze medal overall, third with 395, and that brings to a close the 105 kilo competition. And better stuff being attended to, but anything, well, nothing like, I was going to say, David, the Olympic champion we saw in Athens. He wins this with 410 kilos, 5 more than Wisnauskas. Here, first of all, is the clean and jerk, and you can see Wisnauskas, by virtue of lighter body weight, taking it from Perokhty of the Ukraine, and then Berestov, the Olympic champion, getting the clean and jerk bronze. But that's what you call an escape from jail from Berestov, and David Riggett just attending to him. Overall, 410 by 5 kilos from Wisnauskas, who takes the overall silver. Dowenga of Poland, the bronze, and Tesovich, last year's champion, down in 4th place for Slovakia. So lots of people involved in achieving different medals. But
now, I suppose if you were being strict on this lift, you could argue that his feet were not in line.
Yeah.
It's inconsistency, isn't it?